Good morning and welcome to UBIUR-TV. I'm your host, Brad Harmon, and today my guest is Ron Pyle with Auto Motivation in Dallas, Fort Worth. Ron, welcome to the broadcast.
Thank you, Brad.
We appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to join us. Now, Ron, as an automotive aftermarket expert, I have an important question to ask you. What would you look for before choosing a business management consultant for your auto repair shop or auto parts business?
Well, I think the classical advice, Brad, is to check the credentials, do the typical due diligence that you would do to hire anybody, any kind of contractor. And I think that there's all sorts of advice available to you. You know, you can go online and Google, hiring a business consultant and get the proper kind of advice to do the search initially to find somebody who has the credentials and the experience that you're looking for. But I think the key to make the connection and make it as valuable as possible is to spend time personally with that individual and make sure that you allocate enough time that you can get to know them and understand their methodology.
Excellent. I think that's sound advice and good counsel. I know that it's a little bit apprehensive when you're inviting someone to come be part of your business and to share that, your baby with you, and so you need to really do get to know them a little bit before you make that decision to retain them.
Correct.
Excellent. Well, thank you for sharing your advice with us this morning. Now, Ron, as a business management consultant in the automotive aftermarket business yourself, can you tell us a little bit about who you can help?
Yes, my experience, is throughout the entire automotive aftermarket supply chain. I've worked, for manufacturers. I've been doing some work with manufacturers of automotive aftermarket parts and equipment, but I've also spent a lot of time in the distribution and the service channel. I think that the folks that I can help directly improve their bottom line are those that are in small businesses, particularly those in the distribution and the service sector. Generally speaking, the larger entities, the corporations, the manufacturers, and folks of that nature, they have the wherewithal to bring in teams of consultants and have the classical kind of relationships with consultants and can avail themselves of those services. But the small businessman may not have those resources available to him, and he may not be able to get the kind of experience that someone like me, who has actually run that kind of business myself, can offer.
That sounds wonderful. So if you're an independent automotive repair shop or a small parts distributor, that's the kind of person that you can help the most.
I think so. That's my targeted audience. I do work with private equity companies and with manufacturers, distributors, and some shops at this point. But it's really my basic value proposition is I've done what you've done, and I've served people that have done what you've done or doing, and therefore I can probably help you.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for sharing that with us. Now, Ron, if somebody's watching this program and they're saying, that's me, I'm an independent automotive repair shop or parts distributing company, and I really could use some help, can you tell us what it would be like if they chose to work with you as their business management consultant?
Well, it won't be the typical formal kind of relationship that a lot of businesses might be wary of or concerned about, because I have the luxury of being able to develop a personal and customized relationship with my clients. I have the time to spend. I have the opportunity to really take care of my schedule in such a way that I don't overload myself. I think it's very important not to take on too many clients, because you won't be able to spend the proper amount of time with the individuals to give them the value they deserve.
That sounds wonderful. So you're able to match your services with that business's individual needs and work with them personally to develop the strategies they need to be successful.
Yes, what I've been careful about doing is, sort of balancing my workload. I've got, a process that I go through where I say I'll have some short-term and some long-term engagements, and I want to be sure that I'm making available as much time necessary to spend developing a custom solution for that individual client.
That sounds wonderful. I know back when I was running a parts distribution, I wish I'd have known someone like you. That would have been wonderful. So Ron, if they're watching this video and they're saying, I'd really like to work with Ron, I really could use his help, what's the easiest way for them to get started with you?
Well, the easiest way is just to contact me, with my email or my phone on my Facebook page or any other way that classically they could contact me. And we'll have a series of conversations. And I really like to spend as much time on the front end just getting to know the client and understanding their problems and their concerns. I want to address those right up front. I don't want there to be any concern that they might be rushed into a decision. I'm not anxious, and I don't want them to be. We can take the necessary time to kind of go through a process that allows them to, do the kind of due diligence that gives them comfort that they're not being rushed into a decision.
That sounds great. Well, Ron, we really appreciate you joining us on the broadcast this morning. You've been a wealth of information.
Well, I appreciate the opportunity.
And we appreciate you joining us on UBLUR TV. We hope that you'll join us again soon on another broadcast.
Thank you, Brad.